Hi, I'm Dick Wagner. Welcome to the Crest Network. This next segment, Tips for Ultra-High Salespeople, is a continuation of the presentation that I did earlier. Previously, I gave you tips 1 through 5, and now I want to provide you with tips 6 through 10. And these are tips for ultra high sales performers. Number 6 is to ask simple, engaging questions. And they might sound a little like or start like this. Does that make sense to you? Would that be helpful to you? Can you see the advantage of this? What you're trying to do is engage them. You're trying to get them to participate in the conversation. And when you ask them a question like, does that make sense to you? If they respond, well, no, I don't quite follow, well, shame on you. You've just failed to be clear and concise and explain what you were trying to explain. Very likely they will say, yeah, that makes great sense to me. And when they do that, they're acknowledging and admitting they've been paying attention and they heard you, and that does make sense to them. Also, it's really important that if you're losing them, you got to stop. I mean, I've even been in situations where the phone's ringing, they're distracted, someone's waving to them from outside their office, or whispering to them, thinking that they're not really interrupting my presentation, and in fact they are. I just stop. You should just simply shut up, stop talking, and wait for the distraction to end. And if it appears none of that happened, but it appears that they're confused, they're just not sure, they've got that dumb look on their face, then stop and say, are we off track? Did I lose you? Is there something I said that didn't make sense to you? How can I help you follow what I was talking about? They're either lost or they're very lost. And in either case, you better stop what you're saying and back up, regroup, and get them back on track again. Number 8, keep it short. A presentation of an interview with an agent or a plumber, a presentation where you're presenting prep to a hotel or a nursing home, shouldn't be more than 15 minutes. Ideally, 10 to 11 to 12 minutes is plenty of time to say what you need to say. You're not selling a spaceship. You're not getting ready for brain surgery. You don't need to take more than 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 minutes. Remember, people have very short attention spans. It's been said by experts that our attention spans only last 7 or 8 or 9 seconds before we are distracted and focused on something else, even if it's only momentarily. And so you need to be aware, be conscious of the fact that people's attention spans are extremely short. And even in your presentation of 10 to 12 minutes, you should be asking a lot of questions and clarifying, does that make sense to you? Remember, short presentations are important because clients are busy. Their time is limited. And a good salesperson knows when to stop talking. Number 9, have a very clear and scheduled next steps. And what I mean specifically is you've done your presentation, they are very interested, and they are going to move forward, but they want to talk to their boss first, or they want to run it by their head of maintenance first. That's fine, but you need to confirm the day and the time of what the next step or the next meeting or the next phone call is going to be, when it's going to be. So when they say, yeah, give me a few days to get this thing set and organized and talk to Bob down in maintenance, your response, today's Thursday, your response should be, great. How will Monday work for you? How about 11 a.m.? Is that a good time and a good day for you? First off, if they say no, then perfect. Let them suggest the day and the time. If they say, yeah, that'll work, that's good, then they've just confirmed the next step. They now have given you an appointment. They're expecting you next, in this case, Monday at 11 a.m. You also should know who you're going to meet with next. If there's also going to be a handoff or an introduction to somebody else, know who that person is. Do some research on them. Find out everything you can about them. Google them. Look them up on LinkedIn. See if they have a Facebook page. Yeah, it's okay to stalk when you're doing it for these reasons. Make sure that they put your scheduled appointment, the one they just agreed to, on their calendar. You can do that by right there from your phone, sending them a calendar invite to their email. And then make sure you put it on your calendar as well. If you don't send the calendar invite right then and there, by all means, before the end of the day, get in front of your computer and send them that calendar invite so that they're going to commit to it. They're going to lock it in. It's going to be on their calendar. And number 10, you see the guy in the upper right-hand corner here? You know, that obnoxious, overbearing, in-your-face, irritating kind of sales guy that just gives you the creeps. Don't be like that. No matter how enthusiastic and energetic and upbeat and excited you are, don't carry it to that extreme. Society today doesn't like that. It's okay to be upbeat. It's okay to be positive. In fact, you should. But don't be so overbearing that it almost makes you want to gag. Empathy puts you in their shoes. Feel what they feel. Understand what their struggles and what they're going through. When you have that empathy, you can be far more effective. Oh yeah, and by the way, hold yourself accountable. I just had a conversation today with a salesperson who didn't particularly like, or at least has not held himself accountable. And that's extremely dangerous. That ultimately leads to your failure, and of course your failure ultimately leads to your termination. Please hold yourself accountable. Know what your goals are and work to achieve those goals. I'm Dick Wagner. You've been watching the Crest Network. This segment was the segment 6 through 10 top tips for being an ultra high sales performer. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.